Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm on the road again, and this morning I'm going to talk about that 7-year relationship that I spoke about in the last video. So my ex and I would have met in a time when my mom was ill. Point to note, don't ever try to meet people when, but the thing is, I wasn't trying to meet nobody. I wasn't trying to meet people. I was going to school, I was doing my thing, trying not to get distracted, because I had just broken up with my boyfriend, was actually going to my church, my home church. That's another story all by itself. So, but at this point in time, my now ex, well, we've been broken up for a while, but my ex and I would have been doing the same class at USC. And I would come in the class. He was a friend of a friend from church. I would come in class, I would sit down, I would like have nothing to see. He would be watching me. There was a day the friend from church and I decided that we were going to study together, and he invited my ex, and I was most annoyed, because I was like, what are you doing? It's supposed to be a one-on-one session with the two of us, like where he come from. And no, I was not interested in the guy from church. It was just that, I am very particular about who, and I've always been this way, who I have in my space. I don't like to meet new people. It's not something that I like to do, and that is because I'm an introvert, right? So I was most annoyed at my friend for bringing in this fella, and when I looked at him, he couldn't dress. Like, there was nothing I was interested in. Anyway, see, I think the course that we were studying, it was a biology course we were studying, for foundations of biology. I got a B the first time around, and I wanted to improve my grade for whatever reason, because I wanted to up my GPA. Stupidness. Anyway, so I was attempting to get this A, and we sat there, we were studying together. My ex told me, "Oh, you're pretty bright." I looked at him like, okay, and went our separate ways. But that semester would have been so that was the first time I met him, and I was unimpressed. I was really genuinely unimpressed with the dude. What happened? So after that semester, mind you, my grade did not improve, right? I think I did worse. Anyways, after that semester, I think we ended up in the same class together. Because I wanted to do forensic science, I was told that I needed to do entomology. Or was it parasitology? I think it was parasitology. This was my second time around doing parasitology. I would have done it in the first year of my school life, and it was a year 4 course, so I didn't pass it, and I had to do it over. So we met up in parasitology class. anything. Remember, I'm already disgusted and annoyed by him. So I'm just not taking him on. And he's there, I guess, trying to be friends and be relevant or whatever. So, at that point in time now, my mom was ill, right? And they had taken her to the hospital, I think, to debride the leg, because my mom was diabetic. And they had taken her to the hospital to debride the leg, the foot. And then I got a call from Dad that Mom had a stroke. So I sat down in the classroom and I was really spaced out and I started to cry. And he was there, like, he came and he was like, what's wrong? Everything is okay. And he hugged me. And I was like, why is this guy touching me? And then he was like, I don't, you know, if you need anybody to talk to, I'm here and whatever. Now, in those days, I think this was like about 2006, 2007, thereabout. In those days, we didn't have WhatsApp, we didn't have BBM yet. The only way I could have really communicated was via SMS. And SMS, if you didn't have money on your phone, you really couldn't communicate via SMS like that. So there was a point in time, T-Mobile would give us free calls and free text messages in the nighttime. So, you know, it was like a big flick to get this free call and free text. And you knew somebody was important to you when they were using this free call and free text on you. So after that whole experience with my mom and whatever, he had asked me for my number. I would have given it to him. And we started talking. And I was just glad because, like, I had somebody to talk to. So one thing led to another, and I remember he said he wanted to come home and like meet my family and whatnot. And the day that, like, okay, so we had a car, but Daddy just refused to go pick him up out the road, out on the junction. So I traveled and I went out to meet him, and we decided to walk in, and he asked me to be his girlfriend in the truck. in the truck. And I was like, oh my God, yes, I'll be your girlfriend. Like, it was a big deal. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but it was like a big deal. I was like, oh my God, yes, I'll be your girlfriend, whatever. And he came home. My cousin was there, my siblings, my father, my mom. Mommy did not like him, period, because he was 3 years younger than I was. So Mommy was like, my best friend, her husband is younger, and she's having a hard time, blah, 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 blah. So Mommy was not for it at all. I don't think Mommy came out for a brief moment. She ate, and then she went back to her room, and Daddy was out there talking to him now. If it's one thing about him, and I do not know if it is the same way now, because we don't speak to each other, he is a really good conversationalist. So he was talking, and Daddy and Kenji, they were both like into what he was saying, and I was like, look at you. And love is lovely. So we celebrated our first anniversary, our second anniversary, our third anniversary. By this time, everybody was like, why don't you all get married, whatever. And I'm like, well, you know, we're still in school, and we should have finances. You can't just get married. And you know, honestly, I think that God knows why certain things don't happen. Because when I tell you, he real horny, he real horny, he real horny. And the very first time I found out about him being unfaithful was a girlfriend of mine called me and she was like, I know you and so and so together, and I saw him in the lab with so and so, and there was a lot of touching, there was a lot of whatever, and I was upset because, of course, you know, like, why part of the reason why I would have, me and the ex before him would have broken up was because of unfaithfulness, right? And well, of course, the ex before him, his mother didn't want us to be together, so she used to arrange for randomness to happen, right? Anyways, so I was like, I called him. I was really calm, like unexplainably calm. I said, hey, I got a call from, no, I didn't tell him. I said a friend of mine called me and told me that they saw you with such and such person in a compromising position and whatever. He's like, why are you listening to your friend, blah 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 blah. I said, no, it's not about why am I listening to my friend. If there is no truth to it, this is your opportunity to see that there's no truth. Like, it should never be why I listening to my friend, because at the end of the day, this person was in my life before you ever came into my life. So yes, I will hear out anything my friends have to see, if they see you, or if whatever, right? So he's like, well, I don't know what you're talking about or whatever. We had like a very big argument, right? Yeah, I can't even remember. What I was saying was that he was annoyed that, like, I was trying to get the truth out of him, and to me that was real weird. Like, you should just be willing to say, well, no, that didn't happen, or yes, that happened. But he was avoiding to answer the question at all costs, which made me feel that what she would have said to me was the truth, and it was the truth. Anyway, so he hung up the phone on me. When I tried calling him back, he's not calling back. Now, mind you, I'm using my monies, my actual coins, $20 phone card, to call you to rectify a situation that you put us in the first place. Because if you wasn't touching up the girl in an inappropriate manner, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So I went to bed. I got up early. I asked my father for money. I said, Dad, you know, sorry. I was like, Dad, you know, we don't have class today, but I have a study group and I need money to travel to Morocco this morning. Daddy was like, okay, no problem. He gave me the money. Now, I was not going to any study session. My ex was living in an apartment across from university, and I was going to rectify the situation. My mother taught me the sun must not go down on your wrath, and the sun went down on our wrath. We did not fix the situation, so I was going to fix it. morning. I'm okay. All right. Yes. So I was going to fix it. So I got ready. Now the funny thing about that part of the story is that one, he did not know I was coming, so I would have had to stand outside the apartment waiting on someone to open the door for me to get in. Two, it was raining bucket of drop that morning. Did Caroline care? No, I was going to get to the bottom of whatever it was. So I left home, I traveled, I walked up the little incline hill thing that was there. I stood up outside and I waited. Fortunately, the person who opened the door is somebody that was in my class. And he's like, Caroline, when we stand up out here. I say a little while, but I was trying to call him and I'm not getting through, so you know. And he's like, okay, well, let me open the door. And he opened the door and Caroline proceeded in and went and knocked on the people's apartment door. When he opened the door, he was shocked. He was shocked. And I'm like, yeah, I am here so that we could finish that conversation from last night. And in the end, I told him, I said, let me just tell you something about me. I am a praying woman, right? And this was not meant to be a threat, but apparently he did take it as one. I told him, I said, I am a praying woman, and trust and believe. If you do anything that is dishonest in our relationship, I will find out. So it is better that you come and you tell me I did XYZ, because somebody is going to see you and come back and tell me, because I pray. So he was like, well, okay. We made up, and I think that was probably the stupidest thing that I did, right? Right? Because why are you staying in a relationship with somebody who is unfaithful? You have no real the relationship. I mean, yes, a lot of years were invested in the relationship. A lot of years were invested in the relationship, and I really and truly genuinely did love this guy, right? Like, I thought that we were going to have a future together. He would have filled my mind with the idea that we would have had a future together anyway. So yeah, so it was basically like protect your relationship at all costs, right? So that was the first time. The second time he phoned me, he came and he told me, this was before I went to camp, yo. This was before I went to camp. He came and he said, you know, and this was with a female that I told him was attracted to him, and he denied it. So 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and I took him back every single time. If it's one thing about myself, if I love you, I love you, and I'm here for you till the end. Alright, so he left, he went to Jamaica. We did long distance. It wasn't stressful because I knew that I was going to Jamaica as well to do my master's. So I was like, yes, we could make this work and whatever. All right, so we went to Jamaica, and we were like the perfect couple. The perfect couple. Everybody was like, oh, you all are so sweet, and whatever. We would have celebrated 6 years together while we were in Jamaica. And upon my return to Trinidad, we would have celebrated our 7th year while I was in Trinidad. Now for the 7th year anniversary, I went all out. I made a magazine and I sent him a care package and whatever, because I had to come back home. My program was only 18 months long, so I had to come back home. And I'm just there like, what's it time? I sent a really nice care package for him. The magazine, the what you call it, some things for cold and flu, some things that he wanted, jersey, pants, belt, a whole host of things, because he had no intentions, like as time progressed in his program, he didn't feel like he could have come home, and then like with their internship or whatever, he couldn't come home, or at least so he said. And when I left Jamaica, we left with the agreement that I would try to find a job when I come home, settle, and we would, when he's through with his program, we get married. So now I am hustling. We spoke to parents, started planning wedding. I'm sending them things. He's okay and things, and we are there. We are there. My father now is getting ill, more and more ill, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on with Daddy. Like I'm stressed out, and I don't understand why men just be so nasty too. Like for his birthday, I would have gone all out for his birthday as well. So I would have sent another package. These things were hella expensive, yo. I would have sent him another package, and I did the most. Anyway, just before my birthday, just before my 30th birthday, this man looked to come to tell me he not sure he loved me anymore. And like something in the trip out, because I couldn't believe it. I was faithful to you throughout our entire relationship. Not there were guys throwing themselves at me, wanting to be with me, and I gave you 150% of me. I was faithful. You horn me left, right, and center in our relationship, and then you come in to tell me you're not sure you love me. I was like, so I was just like, you know what? You know what? It ain't worth it, yo. It isn't worth it. And I broke up with him. And after we broke up, about a month or so, I saw him start to tag this next female in things, everything. She was tagging him, he was tagging her, and I'm like, so I asked him. I said, by chance, you and this female together? No, this was a female that was, oh, y'all are such an awesome couple and whatever, while I was in Jamaica. So I was like, okay. I said, are you all together? He was like, yes. I was like, so essentially, you horn me. I never horn you, Caroline. I never horn you. I never horn you. So he lied. So yeah, I would have broken up with him when he came home to visit, he came home and he said, you know, there are certain things that I regret and whatever, and I'm so sorry that I broke your heart, blah, 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 blah. I told him it is what it is. When Dad died, he wanted to be like ever present. I told him, I said, can't do that, and she would not appreciate the fact that you are speaking to me like that, and I cut all ties. I told him, don't message me, don't call me, I'll be fine. And that was the end of it. Now I have to go into the office, so this will be the end of this video. I hope that you all have a great day ahead, and I'll see you in the next video.